Hello and welcome. I am Raziel, and this week has been about Trench Crusade. I've said my piece. I'm happy with what I said. If you disagree with me, you can leave comments. I'm not going to delete your comments. If they don't show up, it's probably because YouTube. It actually is because YouTube has hidden them, so I have to go out and look for them. So I do regularly check Helpful Review and try and put them up. I always try to at least leave a heart and a like on each one. Just so you know I've read your comment. Okay? That's it. Now, I'm finding one of the biggest problems with hobbies in general, I remember we're talking comics, movies, video games, wargaming, is people are muddying the waters with politics. Now, this always, and it will always do the same thing because it will distract you from what's important within those hobbies. It will distract you. And I will always say that, and I try my best with my videos when I talk about models or games, that I hold these people to the exact same standard. I will hold Mantic to the same standard as Warcradle. I'll hold Warcradle to the same standard as Warlord Games, etc., etc. I will always try and do that. I won't say, okay, I love Warcradle. You guys know this. I'm a big fan of Wild West Exodus. I'm a huge fan. And you guys know this. I've never sort of hidden it. I've never tried to hide it. But if I am to review, let's say a re-release Wild West Exodus, they bring a brand new box up, a brand new starter box. I will treat that box as if I was to talk about a Kings of the War box. I would judge them the same. I would judge the rules the same, the models the same, and that's. So I have this standard when it comes to the hobby, and my hobby, I should say, or my hobby actually works as well, is based on my standards, and I will only judge companies and games and products based on what I believe is my standard, what I'm satisfied with. I know it makes me sound kind of posh, and it makes me sound kind of uppity, but you know what? If you think that, fair enough. Have fun, but if something's not up to my standard, I don't believe I should purchase it. Yes, I've bought some things that have not been enjoyable. I'm a big fan of Batman. I bought the Batman Forever game for my Super Nintendo, which I hadn't now, but I did. I also bought Illusion of Time, if you're in America, Illusion of Gaia, which I've thoroughly enjoyed. So when people talk politics, like I said, it muddies the water and it distracts you from what's important. And what I deem as important, you may disagree, are, in order, customer service, quality, pricing, company business, and how they run their company, and finally, marketing. These are the 5 things that I deem important to talk about, and whether or not these companies hold up to my standard of what they're producing. So first things first is always customer service. I think this is the most important thing. Now, I know I can be quite negative about Games Workshop and their customer service online. And yes, I am still blocked on Twitter by Warhammer. But I'm not going to fault their in-staff customer service. It's top notch. But then again, most retail have the same standard, and you very rarely find any really nasty people working behind tills or in shops because they want you to keep coming back. But customer service is the most important thing. So, like I said in a video about Trench Crusade, that when you started talking about people being banned from the Mag28 Discord channel and started using politics as your excuse for being banned, what you should have been using is being affiliated to Trench Crusade should have been considered bad customer service. And when Trench Crusade said they're our friends, we'll stand behind them on this, again, you should have considered this as bad customer service, not some sort of political offence. And I do that with everyone. One reason I do absolutely show and stand for Warcradle is I've seen their customer service is top notch. They have one thing that no other company does, and I wish more companies did actually, and they have Facebook groups. In this time of social media, where everyone has a Facebook pages and Twitter are usually a one-way system. They talk first and then you put your opinion afterwards. They may like it, reply to it, but they talk first. With Warcradle having official great Facebook groups for Wild West Exodus, That's the Dark Council. Got the Sturginian Lounge, which is for Dystopian Wars. They also have one for Armored Clash, and I keep forgetting on it because I keep forgetting to go to that one. You'll usually find me in Wild West Exodus, and you'll usually find me in the Dark Council. That's where you'll find me. Means that as a customer, as a someone who buys their products, is a big fan of theirs, I get to ask my questions. I get to talk to them, and it's a very good community, and they're very responsive when they do things that you don't like. They will say, right, we're not doing this anymore, and they'll give you a reason why. They are very good at responding to you, and I think it's fantastic. I think that's a fantastic way to run a business in this day and age of social media, where the customers actually do get to talk to you first. They get to come to you without having to make a phone call or finding a post online where you can respond to. Having that ability to just talk first is one of the biggest reasons I will always stand for War Cradle. I think it's a fantastic idea. And the community is good too. It's a fantastic community. I think it's the best wargaming community that I've been in. I mean, King's Madness is great, don't get me wrong. Mantic is great, don't get me wrong. I was thinking Mantic Madness, which is one of the, I think it's either an official Facebook group or very much promoted by them, and might be unofficial, but it's a good group. And I think it's fantastic. Next is quality. Now, quality is a subjective thing. Some people might think some things are better than others. It's completely subjective, but these companies have to live up to your standard of quality. My standard of quality isn't always on a technical form. Like War Cradle, they're technically very good model makers. I think their models look fantastic. Mantic models don't look as good, but they have this charm to them which really appeals to me. And with me, their quality is with their charm. If they start losing their charm, and they start losing that sort of real kind of fantasy sort of look, yeah, I will start sort of questioning what they do. But this is your standard. It's your standards of quality. Are the models fun? Do they look dynamic? Do they look interesting? Or are you just building the same model over and over again and painting hundreds of the same thing? There's lots of things here which you can deem quality. Now, pricing is something I've mentioned a lot, and I've been called, "Oh, are you poor?" Well, my financial position is none of your business. People who know me know my financial situation, and I always talk, and with the assumption and respect that you guys will spend within your means. I don't advocate for things like over-consumerism. I don't advocate for people, going into their rent or their mortgage to buy models. As long as you've got your bills sorted, your savings sorted, your rent, or you got that roof over your head, you got everything sorted, then you know what? But spend the money on however you wish. That's your idea. It's yours, okay? And so I do discuss pricing because it's important that the pricing is fair and that everyone goes in with a fair mindset and can talk and see whether or not it's worth the money. It's kind of tied to quality as well. Where Mantic's quite cheap, £35 for a small starter army, but bingo. Where with War Cradle it's £40 for a full posse. You get more models with Mantic, but you get the higher quality with War Cradle, and it weighs itself out. And so that's why I do talk about pricing a lot, because I think it's important that people consider what the price is compared to the quality of the product as well. And how the companies run. Now, this isn't anything to do with politics. Some companies do things that are absolutely atrocious, and I won't stand for it. I won't agree with it. Like if you constantly got products out of stock, or you are doing things I find unsavory. Like, here's something that not many people, well, my friends know. I don't go out and buy new clothes. The only new clothes I ever get are from people. If I go out to buy clothes, I'll go to charity shops because I refuse to give these companies money. I don't know how they run business, so I'm not going to give them money. I give money to charity. I give money to, fish stores, markets, and stuff like that. And like I said, this is to your standard. It's all to your standard. And finally, marketing. How do they market what they do? Is it in a way that is fun, tasteful, interesting, or is it, sort of feels like bullying you, that hard sell? And coming from someone who's literally, from one job he worked, was told that he could sell ice to Eskimos. Yeah, I'm good at selling. I'm good at selling a product. I've always been good at selling products. I know, but it's always been with the standard that I enjoy the product. And that's it. And if it's sort of like things like using hype, limited products, stuff like that, I'm not going to be part of that crowd. I'm not going to go, oh no, if I don't buy it now, I'm going to miss out. I'm going to be like, oh well, I'm going to miss out. Oh well, I'll buy something else. No? And it's not going to be this way where I don't feel the need to follow hype. I don't ever get the fear of missing out. Never will do, because if I miss out, I miss out. It's not going to change my life in any significant matter. So this is just some things, but when you bring politics into it, and you start going against companies because of their political view, or you complaining about something, and someone says, "Oh, it's because you're some sort of ist, or you're a tourist, or you're a chud, or something like that," right? When they start bringing politics into it, you've killed the conversation of what's important. You're more concerned about us versus them. It actually comes to a comment I had: pick a side, or they'll make you pick one. I've picked a side. I've picked the customer's side. I've picked my side. I'm not going to go side with a political alignment. I'm not going to do that. If I think one's wrong, I'll say it. If I think the other's wrong, I'll say it. I'm not going to go out there and go out my way because to me, what's more important is the quality. What's more important is the customer service and how they respond to their customers, how they do that. That's what people should focus on, nothing else. When you start focusing on anything else, apart from what's important within the wargaming hobby, within any hobby actually, when you start talking about, oh no, they've done this and I don't like it because it's political. It's like, okay, it's political. What's the quality of a product like? It's good. Well, that's what you should be looking at. If the quality of a product is good and it's still, against your political leanings, it's still a good product. It doesn't matter which way it goes. But if the product is bad, and they did do it for political reasons, complain on how it's bad. Say why it's bad. Say it's poorly written, or the character doesn't make sense, or they don't have a good character arc, or anything. Keep the opinion based on the quality of the product rather than what political stance it's taking. Most good companies follow this. They may add something political into the storyline, something you don't like, and if it's bad, they kind of go, okay, and you complain about how bad it is without ever bringing up any form of politics. You just make your conversation and your objections via the actual quality of the product, and if they respond well and they start looking at what the actual complaints are, the proper complaints, they will start fixing it. But if you start adding politics, they'll just go, well, this is a political argument, we don't have to listen to you. We don't agree with your politics, so we don't have to politics. So we don't have to listen. Where if you make a very neutral point on how bad the quality is, and they respond with, we don't care, if it's bad, we're here, and they feel like they're just draining you your money, then you have a reason to leave the company. You're like, I don't want to give you money anymore. You don't respect me as a customer. You don't respect me as an individual who wants to, purchase and be part of your, buy your stuff. I'm just not going to be done with. I'm done with you. And that's about it. Politics just muddies the water. It's all it will ever do. It will take away the conversations that are important compared to just being allowed to disagree with you because you are the other. You're the position that they don't agree with, rather than being the position that they need to agree with, that they need to listen to. They will just say, this is a political argument, we don't have to listen to it. And they don't. When it comes to politics, they don't have to listen to agree. But when it comes to a proper customer making a valid complaint, making, that they don't like how the company's run, this is backward by the way, they don't like how they market, they don't like the pricing, they don't like the quality, they don't like the customer service. These are things that business will listen to, or should listen to, but and they will start making amends via that. And that's it. This is today's video. There is a story today. I was meant to do one yesterday, but it's a Mantic story today, not a Wild West Exodus one. Sorry, I was too tired yesterday. I do apologise. And I'll speak to you all in the next one. I'll see you soon. If you want to save money on Wayland Games, on models, go to Wayland Games down below. And no, I do use Wayland Games. I always buy from Wayland Games because I believe in them as a company, so I will support them. And yes, I do get a commission from you guys. I don't get commission from my own products. I pay full price. I don't get any money back. And it's free delivery after £20. There's Forbidden Planet, again, another company I use. And that's for comics, DVDs, mangas, plushies, toys, all the cool geeky stuff, based on all the cool geeky stuff. And there is my merchandise, t-shirts, comics. Comics is linked next down. T-shirts, stickers, bags, notebooks. And then there's my comics. I can't really put the second comic on it. I keep forgetting to. That's down below as well. And Skyforge, don't give that guy some love. He deserves it. He runs his own business. He's a good friend of mine. So there you go. And finally, Patreon, because business. Bye bye.